Hello everyone, William Gutnick here for the class NE517 in Revelation. It's our first week together, and I just want to begin thanking God for this opportunity. We were challenged to bring a piece of art that brought some ideas in the book of Revelation, and I thought about the four horsemen, painting well known in the midst of the artists. It's from Victor Vasnetsov. Victor Vanetsov. He was a Russian painter, and he painted like this I would say beautiful art on the four horsemen, as you can see. And a little bit of the artist. He lived in Russia between the 1848 and 1926, and he specialized himself in mythological and historical subjects. He painted some subjects very well known for the culture at the time, and some kings, some czars from the Russian crown, and he was considered the co-founder of a Russian folklorist and romantic nationalistic paintings. A little bit of his art you can see right there on the left. It's our artist, our man Victor himself. Also some acrobats in a festival in Paris and in suburbs that he painting. The moving house in 1876, a painting of two old men, an old lady and an old man in the Russian winter. And the baptism of the Prince Vladimir, right, in 1890. It's some of the paintings of this gentleman. One thing that's important to understand that the interpreters of Revelation find themselves in a peculiar company that includes historians and fiction writers, scientists, and theologians. So as our teacher was saying the first week, that we have a large broad of people that take interesting on the book of Revelation. And our reading of this week, Mr. Colster, he even said that Joaquin Fiore, he told him to people that he received insights from the book through mystical experience. And Sir Isaac Newton, actually, he was a very well-known theologian. He passed more time trying to correlate Revelation's visions with the historical events than to mathematical and equations understanding. So he took more time trying to understand the book of Revelation than doing science per se. At the time, theology was known as the mother of all science, right? So the mother of all subjects in school. So the queen, by the way, the queen. Theology was the queen of all subjects. And with that developed, by what we know of the Russian culture at the time, that the romanticism of Russian culture, it's embedded on the fatality of life and the chaos and the very sad stories that builds the Slavic and especially the Russian folklore. So for him to paint this painting with such a detailing oriented was very understandable for a Russian painter, because they had this deep sense in life of losing, of fatalism, that everything will end up badly for us. The Russian had this kind of culture, a negative, a dark kind of way to see life. And by the way, my mother's side family is from Ukraine, so I kind of understand that under my skin as well, how to see it, the way they see life per se. But our reading, it's the painting is its take on. It's a Revelation chapter 6, verse 1 through 8. When the Lamb that represents Christ opened one of the seven seals, and then you have the white horse coming with victory. You have the fiery red horse killing many people. The black horse bringing a balance of waning and he's selling food for a very hard price, for a very expensive price. And then at the end, the pale horse, the name was Death, and he came to kill the fourth one over a fourth of the earth and bring famine, disease, and kill many people. For time being, let's go fast at this. Does it capture the essence of the passage? Yes, this painting it captures the essence of the passage for sure. As you can see, they painted very dramatic, and you can have the details of each one of the textual description of this four horsemen. You can see the crown, the first one with the white horse, and the big sword, and the next one, and a red horse, and the black horse coming with the weight in his hand, and then the green pale horse naming Death. It's a very daring situation that he's bringing in, and you can see that even his horse seems different, seems zombie-ish. I thought the green pale horse was a very zombie-ish kind of picture. And you can see at the end, like right in the end of the painting, you can see the lamb with the book open, and then you can see the rainbow on behind, and this lamb it's being with wound on the neck, blood is dripping, and you can see the angelical forms all around this many creatures, and you can see chaos over the earth. So I think it brings the essence of what the passage it's taking on. You can see that very clear on the painting. And this is the thing. You can get the book of Revelation. I don't think it's a subject for now, but just for us to have in perspective as pastors and theologians and preachers, you can take the book of Revelation in three ideas: historical, understanding a reference of a time and place which it was written. You can have the idealist kind of understanding, so it's something that brings some kind of knowledge, some kind of educational perspective for all times, for every time of the humanity. So it's not a specific time, but you can take this for any kind of time that you're living in, and the futuristic perspective as well. And it's understood that the book like saying something about the future that will happen in the future. It's varies, and it's very important for us to understand this kind of perspective, because there's a historical understanding over this passage. And Julius Scorn, according to Bishop Elliot interpretation, they understood that, for instance, the white horse, he represents the next 80 or 90 years succeeding the banishment of Prophet John over and covering the successive reigns after him. It was a time of conquering for the Roman Empire. It still was a time of conquering for the Roman Empire. And you can see the capture of the victory to have victories, right? And the first horseman, as you can see, like right in the passage. The white horse, its rider held a bow and was given a crown, and he went forth from victory to victory. You can see that for the next 80 to 9 years of the kingdom, the empire, the Roman Empire. But you can also get to the perspective of stuff that happens right after those rains, and they can have an essence and an understanding on the next 3 horses. So you have this happening over their eyes. It's a historical figure as well. In an idealistic way, you can also picture that one misery follows another one. And after this conquest, it comes like blood dripping, right? It comes bloodshed after the conquering of mankind, the way man conquers stuff. You can take this idealistic kind of perspective for the first centuries of colonization in America. And I just came for a trimester with Centro Latino of Fuller, and that's one of the subjects that's reigning over there with doctors like Dr. Johnson and Ramirez Johnson and Garcia Johnson always bring this up for the perspective of the colonization. And you can see that in the picture, following after the conquest, bloodshed, after the bloodshed, famine, and after the famine, certain death. So you can see this idealistic kind of way. And also you can expect, for especially for us Pentecostal with a very eschatological vision on life, you can expect the same kind of following for the reign of the Antichrist. By the way, the white horse, for many people, for many scholars, it's understanding as the Antichrist. And the Antichrist came with this facade of a conqueror, of a man of many victories. But what follows him, it's war, it's famine, and it's death. So at the perspective of an Antichrist that will come at a certain time, after the rapture of the church, for many Pentecostal as myself, you can envision as well the same kind of developments. Well, but here's what sort of mood or feeling does the art convey? The mood it's of judgment. It's a mixture of inability to render any kind of defense with surrender to the purpose of their mission, of this 4 horsemen mission. We don't see any kind of resistance, but we can note that the figure of the Lamb is in control of all the developments behind the scenes. So we can have this mood of judgment coming out of the picture, the way it's portrayed. One more time, it's on your screen. You can see this kind of judgment coming out of what he says. And you can see people on the bottom of the horses being judged by it. You cannot do anything. They are, some people like on the end, they are kneeling, other people are eating each other. You can see over here. And you can see the soldier completely in defeat over the scene. You can have over here some columns that represent kingdoms being brought down, even horses that bring some equality in the fight, not being able to do anything. So that's the feeling he gets. At the end, how does the art affect anyone who encounters it? It's dramatic, shows a portion of the Bible that many tries to denounce or diminish its importance or participation in the narratives of the Bible. And it's judgment, right? What people encounters when they see it, it's judgment. The author of the painting certainly was feeling the closure of moment in history. This closure of moment in history was closing in. And at the time of the painting, many of the subjects of the painting in society were in constant development. At the time that he painted this painting, it was 1886, one more time. It was actually 14 years or more precisely 21 years before the start of the First World War. The earth was in convulsion as well. Many things were happening in Europe. Many groups were starting to build, and after that, some years after that years will be revolutions in Europe. So it was a time of they could foresee that happening, and so it's understandable how Victor understood there was a time for this kind of painting and expecting something to come. And for us nowadays, it serves as a reminder that the Lamb has control with what happens in humanity, not only in a loving perspective, but in a judgmental way as well. We can remind ourselves that He was the one, and let me go to the text again. He was the one that opened the seals, right? He was the one that had authority to open the seals, and he opened just one of the seven. As the seal was opened by the Lamb, was just one of the seven, and everything starts to go on earth. So we can have this, and we can have this assurance as humble servants of the Lord. He will take care of us. We're gonna be with Him. Thank you very much. God bless you. I hope I didn't take too much time. I actually did, but I'm sorry. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much.